All right, Bridgerland Dog Off. Hey, I thought I'd do a part 2 just on, in case people are interested in, on how to get the seeds, out of an apple. Like I said, this one's still pretty hard from the collection, so I need them to soften up. And it helps the seed to mature a little bit more. But basically, what I do is, you take the apple, then I cut the sides off to the core, and then cut the top and the bottom off around the seed. Then what I do is, the harder the apple, the harder this process is, but basically I just go in gently with a little paring knife, and I'm on a hunt, scavenger hunt for the seed. So then when I see the little seed, I got my little jar right here. These apple seeds, this one's got 2 seeds in one pocket. That's good. Really don't need to be washed or overly handled. Seeds can pick up on human hormone, just like, when you're transplanting your transplants into the ground. You never want to grab it by the bottom part right above the soil, because your hormones go into that part. I learned this on a farm. And then your hormones dictate, kind of like how that plant is going to grow. So we want to try to keep, our chemistry and DNA and everything kind of out of it. Now there is kind of an anesthesia option, for growing your own food. But you would want to put that, seed in your mouth for 15 minutes or whatever, before you plant it. But we want to keep as much moisture as we can away from the seeds while we're, trying to let them dry. So you can see where the wormy went in there. And this is the other thing too, is that to me, organic means, produce that, insects and, worms may like, right? Because if they don't like it, then, it's going to be GMO-y, and, that would concern me. And then, I was listening to the radio yesterday, a big news piece where they were talking about some woman that has a McDonald's hamburger and French fries and all that, since and she hasn't refrigerated it or done anything to it since 97, and it's still in perfect shape and has not decomposed or mold or anything. So this is the deal. You don't want to eat food that doesn't, decompose or mold, because, if it's non-compostable, then, obviously your gut and body is not going to have any, positive ways of dealing with that crap. That's basically what it is. It's like, synthetic food. And we don't want, any kind of synthetic food. And I really get grouchy about some of these people that talk about, printing 3D food. People really wanting that Star Trek thing where they go and they push a button, the computer, vaporizes, your ideal food. And, that's not going to be food. And if you're going to be eating that, you're not going to be able to be human. Because, it's digital food. So, yeah, think about that. Because that goes along with, the transhuman thing that they're doing. So look, I seeded all those. Let's see if you can see it in there. See them? Oh, there they are. Super rapid. And then I'm just going to leave them in this little jar. And they're going to hang out and they're going to dry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a paper envelope. And then I'm going to store them long term. And then, so I'm really collecting a lot of seeds now because I'm planning on starting them in spring because I plan on having land and I plan on, making orchards. So I need seeds because I don't like a lot of the trees that are sold. They're hybrids. So I'm going after the heirlooms, and it takes a little bit longer. From seed to full tree could be 8 years before it produces any fruit. Not going to be very big, but the long term is going to be fantastic because these seeds have, long-term information and data, older than me, obviously, and what's been going on with the climate, also the air and everything else. And a lot of plants have what do they call them? Adaptogens, which means that they adapt genetically and alter themselves. So of course I want the older ones that every time they grow fruit, they're constantly readjusting and adapting to what's going on around us. Okay, have a great day. Bye.